hell is this for? Do you ever see an interior design trend on Instagram, TikTok, to YouTube, and you're like, why is this a thing? Everybody likes it, so I feel like I should like it, but I literally cannot stand it. And then you buy into it anyway because FOMO is so real. Well, been there, done that. We're gonna walk around my home today and talk about some interior design trends I so desperately, deeply regret buying into, and a few that I do like. A few I like, you know, we're gonna be positive for those ones, and why I wish I never bought into them and why you shouldn't either. Now, before we do that, if you're new here, hello, my name is KB, and I'd love to have you as a member of our community, so smash that subscribe button and let's get into it. If you're wondering why we're starting today's video in Kiva's dungeon of utility room, that would be a good question. That's because I hate this trend so much. It's on its way out. It's sitting here because I'm giving it away because I just can't take it anymore. The first interior design trend that I regret buying into is the checkerboard rug. Did we think we were in Alice in Wonderland? I don't know why these became so popular. And the rug's not ugly. The rug is not ugly. It's a high quality rug before the person I give it to is like, well, should I rethink this? No, there's nothing wrong with the rug inherently. I just feel like this trend is so overdone that like having it just doesn't feel right to me. So here's the rug. Look how beautifully folded it is. It's a wonderful, fantastic rug. It's by the brand Nordic Knots, but I feel like everyone bought into this trend all at once in every single interior design style. It was in the boho, it was in the eclectic, the modern, the contemporary, the farmhouse. Even farmhouse people were buying into this one, and I just feel like it was overdone. And these rugs tend to be flat woven. If you don't know what a flat woven rug is, it's basically just, it's flat. It's really in the name. And that's great, but you need a really good rug pad, because I'm telling you, like, it's like being on a slip and slide with one of these things if you don't have a good rug pad. You don't need to go outside. You don't need to send your kids to summer camp. You can do it for free with your flat woven rug. Of course, just buy a rug pad. But I think it's overdone. And I also have to say, when I bought this rug, like, I've never been trolled on the internet quite like I was for this, like, which honestly I'm grateful for. Please don't start trolling me under today's video. I can't take it. I'm a very sensitive soul. I think maybe the smaller checkerboard patterns I can get down with, but this, I hate. The second interior design trend I regret buying into is just my own fault. Like, I can't blame anyone for this. Like, I'm all about taking responsibility. This one, okay, you are gonna know. What the hell is this for? What is this for? This was like, it had to be $125. And the worst part is when I got it, I was like, oh, this is a steal. This is a steal. So this is a vintage wooden cutting board. You can't eat off of this. This is not food safe. I mean, if you want to get sick, you can eat off of it, but it has no utility. And, you know, apparently a lot of hair gets stuck to it. I don't know whose hair that is. I'm a little bit scared. This looks nice. You can style stuff on it, but I am very much so in the camp where you have like a huge centerpiece like this on like your island or your dining table. Like, do you actually eat there? I eat. You guys can see that. I need space to like exist. I don't want to have to move this out of the way every time I'm trying to chop something on my island. There just is no real good place for this. Even on the kitchen backsplash, like, isn't this just in the way? And didn't you pay a lot of money for that backsplash? Let's look at it. This is something I just like, I think it's Joanna Gaines' fault, to be honest. But like, you know what? It's her vibe. It makes sense for her. But for us who aren't into the farmhouse, why'd we do it? The next trend I just absolutely despise, and honestly, it looks really beautiful right now. So you're like, Kiva, what are you talking about? But it is the low chair, okay? I'm all for low profile furniture. I love a good low profile sofa, good for lounging, good for relaxing. Sometimes I just want a chair where it's just like right here. I like for my spaces to be varied in terms of height, and I just think it's really, really hard these days to find a chair that has even a tall back. The seat doesn't even have to be high. I've been on a search for probably 2 years for accent chairs that have a seat back height that's 40 inches. They're all egregiously ugly, like so ugly, or they're like stupid expensive. Because I want 6 extra inches, I have to pay like $2,000 more. That seems unfair. I just think spaces start to feel really repetitive, especially when you're into more neutral design. Like, even if these chairs were black, I'd feel the same way. Even if they're brown, I feel the same way. I know all my furniture right now is white. It won't be soon, so stay tuned for that. But I just like having tall chairs. I don't know, I just want like a Dr. Evil chair, I would say, but chic. I just wish we had more variants. Like, I don't care if some people want really, really low chairs. I just also want the option of really, really tall chairs. And then they have the audacity. I was looking last night. They have audacity to be like, oh, here are some tall chairs. They're freaking counter stools. Okay, look, I'm shopping for my living room. Why are you showing me counter stools? Maybe that's a trend I'll start. You know what? Let's see what it looks like. Can you freaking imagine? Trend number 3 that I regret buying into is the gray furniture. You're probably saying, Kiva, you're not sitting on something that's gray. That's true, because I painted it black, but I didn't do a good job. So wait, I'll show you what the gray color used to look like. Look at it. Look at it. You can see little bits of it in here. It just is the most truly offensive color. It looks just like you mix 50 different paint colors together and you couldn't decide on one. I just think it's truly atrocious. It doesn't match anything. And I do have like grayish wooden floors. They're like a warm gray brown, but the gray that this was, maybe the drawer is that color still. Yes, perfect. Oh my gosh, it literally matches my floor. Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing for me. But honestly, I don't like the floor, so fair enough. And I'm gonna hit you with another one that is rather impractical, but I love, but you know, you probably shouldn't buy into it. It's the canopy. So I just installed this canopy in our home. It was meant for something else. Then I realized it was stupid. But I love the look of a canopy. It's great, but they get so much dust underneath. Like I have to move the bed out of the way to clean it. And if you're like, why is your house so dusty? I don't know. I mean, I don't do anything. I just sit on my computer. I don't really go outside, so I don't know how it gets so dusty. I think it's just my house. My house is dusty. So these get dusty. Let's pull it out. Let's see if the bottom is dusty. Oh, look at that. How amazing. It makes it seem like I'm lying, but I'm not. But the bottoms do get dusty, and then when it's trying to clean them, you have to take the whole canopy down and put it in the washing machine. It's like when people say like you should take your curtains down like once a month and put them in the washing machine. Thank God I don't have curtains, because I literally would never do that. I'd probably be like, oh yeah, I just washed them. Never wash them. Never. It never occurred to me to wash curtains, and you guys are gonna be like, ew, you're so dirty. I'm just lazy, I'm not dirty. But I do have to take these down and wash them. This is my guest room, so obviously I'm gonna wash them. For me, I don't care about my safety. My guests, I do care about that. So you have to take them down and wash them. I think that that is sort of a pain, but I'm gonna keep doing it because I love the way they look. They look super romantic. Even though my style is super modern, honestly, if my house could look like a castle, like if my house could look like Versailles, I would do it. But it's not really fitting for so many reasons. But that is like my dream style. And the final design trend I regret buying into is very room specific. I regret buying lots of white paint. So I think that when I got into like the design game, if you will, everyone was like doing like the all beige, the all white, the all neutral. And I think there should be at least one room in your house that is like white or beige or something like that, because it's very useful, easy to maintain, great for when you don't really know what your style is. But I think in my heart of hearts, I'm just like a dark paint girly. Like I love that our bedroom's a dungeon. I love that you can't see when you're peeing. You don't know what's going on in there. It feels like Diagon Alley. It feels like the Ministry of Magic. I love that for my home, and it's very, very specific, but everything out here is very, very bright, and like that's great for like your mental health, and I love that, and I think it really works well for my spouse. But I personally would love to just like live in a cave. I just wish that I hadn't felt so influenced to like paint my house the same color that everyone else was painting their home. Like, cause I painted the entire house the same color, and I've since changed it, but I really did the entire house the same color. And it just felt like it was one continuous space instead of different rooms that are supposed to elicit different moods and are for different purposes. And painting is really expensive. So it's not one of those things that I can kind of just like up and change. So I wish I'd kind of ignored that trend. But that's it for today's video. Those are some interior design trends I wish I'd never bought into. If you bought into them, that's fine. If you love them, that's also fine. I'm talking about what works for me, and what works for you is going to be totally different. I often feel like in these like design videos, people feel like really, really attacked, which is why honestly I don't make them anymore, because I never want to hurt someone's feelings, because like they spent their hard-earned money on that. Who am I to tell them like what's good and what's bad? So I'm just talking about my own experience, and one person I can always critique is myself. That doesn't mean you can critique me though, so don't leave any mean comments down below. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, I'd love it if you smash the subscribe button, because I have new videos every Monday and Friday, and I'd love to hang out with you again. But until next time, have a beautiful day.